Good day, all, and still have my cold. Welcome to another Doctor Who DVD update. Today we're looking at the Aztecs, the original DVD from 2003 in Region 1, and the Aztecs Special Edition released earlier this year. Now, I actually don't normally buy a lot of these special editions. I have the Key to Time and Remembrance of the Daleks, and I think that's about it. At some point I'd like to get more of them, but I'd like to see the price go down a bit. They're all $36 on Amazon right now, so yeah, for right now I'm happy with the versions that I have. If, they ever knock them down to clearance prices, then maybe I'd buy them then. But anyway, so we'll take a look at this. So this was the original release from 2003. And this was actually one, I don't think this one really needed a revisit. The restoration on this one was actually probably one of the best out of the lot, even by current standards. The original restoration on this by the Doctor Who restoration team was outstanding. This was actually the first one in Region 1 that came out with a decent assortment of special features. I remember it came out the same time as the first version, I should say, of Vengeance and Varos, yeah, whatever. So this one had behind the scenes, designing, archival story background on the Aztecs. It had they used to have these old TARDIS cam things in some of the earlier releases. It was just animated TARDIS stuff, I guess, because it was interesting before the series came back. And also had the Who's Who, which was around for probably about the first 2 or 3 years maybe of the Region 1 DVD releases. Essentially what they were was they'd give you background information on the actors and filmographies and stuff like that. But anyways, so 10 years after that came out, we got the Aztec Special Edition. Now, the reason why I picked this one up rather than some of the other special editions is because this actually contains the recently discovered episode of Galaxy 4, which is on the second disc. Now, the first disc, as far as I can tell, is pretty much identical to the original one, although I didn't actually check if this one actually has Who's Who on it, and I don't think it does. It does have the TARDIS cam. Yeah, so no, it doesn't have the Who's Who, but it does have Galaxy 4, including reconstructions of the lost episodes. Essentially what Galaxy 4 is, it's one of the many Doctor Who stories that has been lost forever. But last year they discovered one part of Galaxy 4 in another episode of the Underwater Menace, which is a Patrick Troughton story, which I still don't know when that one's coming out, but I think they might be doing an animation of the 2 missing episodes, the recovered episode and the one that was already in the archives, which you can also get on the Lost in Time collection. So, like I said, so essentially the first disc is pretty much identical as to what was on here. The second disc has the reconstruction plus the missing episode. It does have some additional features. It's got Doctor Who Forever, Celestial Toy Room. Essentially, it's a 22-minute documentary on the Doctor Who toys and all that kind of stuff. It's got Chronicle the Realms of Gold, which was a television program from 1969 on the Spanish conquest of Mexico and the Aztecs. I haven't actually watched that one. At some point when I have time, I might. And then It's a Square World, the very first Doctor Who skit, 7 minutes. A whole scene going, which is... it's got some making of the Daleks Earth 2150 AD. It's a 4-minute behind-the-scenes type of thing that was added to this. It's got intro sequences, and also has the optional soundtrack, I really can't talk today, Arabic soundtrack for episode 4, which is also available on the first release. So this one I watched the the version of the Aztecs, and I don't know if it actually had any restoration done on it. I think it may, or they may have touched up a few things, but it still looks just as impressive as it did on the other one. Mainly, this was so I could have what's remaining of Galaxy 4 plus the reconstruction in my collection. Which, if you're a Doctor Who completist, it's definitely worth having. Seeing an episode that's been lost for almost 50 years was pretty cool. And the two episodes that were found last year are the first ones that have been found since, I think, 1994. Or no, sorry, 2004. Two Hartnell episodes were discovered. And the last complete story to be found was Tomb of the Cybermen back in 1992. I actually remember watching that on PBS shortly after it was recovered. The quality was awful, but it was nice to see an episode that we never thought we would see again. But anyways, yeah, I'm going off track here a little bit. But anyway, so yes, this was Doctor Who, the Aztecs. So this has obviously been deleted. And there have actually been a number of Region 1 Doctor Who DVDs that are no longer in production, or essentially they're just selling off existing supplies. And I think I'll actually probably do a video detailing those as well, because there are certain episodes, if you don't get them now, you may never get them unless they get a re-release, which some of them are, but a lot of them won't. So I'm not quite sure what the reason for the deletion of those titles is. But anyways... so this was Doctor Who, the Aztecs, 2003 and 2013. So, as always, everyone, thank you for watching and have a great day.